To the regular meeting of the Recreation and Parks Commission. Would everyone please, well, it's in the wrong order here, but let's have everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
All right. I will lead. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Now we'll do roll call, please.
Yes. Commissioner Stolnak is absent. Commissioner Lubes,
Present.
Commissioner Cavagnolo,
Present.
Vice Chair Watson,
Present.
Chairperson Moda.
I am here, thank you.
Mark, did I pronounce your name right?
Close enough.
Let's hear it.
Cavagnolo.
Cavagnolo. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
Okay,
Cavagnolo, not Cavagnolo. Okay.
there are no special presentations tonight that I see, is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, public communications related to commission business only with a 5-minute limit per person. Anyone, please step up to the mic and state your name.
Hi, Commissioners, Director Alley, team. Coach Woody from the Central New York land of the Iroquois. I'm here to tell you we have won the grant to the U.S. Lacrosse Celebrate Lacrosse Week in November, which is going to be the opportunity for the city, if it so chooses, to launch their own in-house, city-run, year-round rec lacrosse program, no check, co-ed, like 7-on-7 soccer and basketball. I looked up those programs. It's like just a little bit of editing, and you can use it for lacrosse. It's and U.S. Lacrosse. Their response when I told them. The response that I got from Supervisor Rachel, and she said, after saying, you know, I had this dream that now's a good time for the city to do your own in-house run rec lacrosse program, 5-on-5s in the rink, in the courts, in the beach, and but the only condition would be you can't use just any city employee. It has to be a U.S. Lacrosse certified coaching. These are considered somewhat a safety issue. That's why we went through that before. But so it'd be certified bronze level coaches at minimum. And when I said that to Rachel, her first response was, "Ooh, I like that idea. Do you have any names we should hire?" And I would say, yes. The person to hire I recommend is a lacrosse person from the Native American reservation, from the Onondaga Nation. Onondaga Nation is the seat of the Six Nation government. Hiawatha and Tadadaho were the two chiefs that went through all the nations for 2 years saying, we got to stop fighting each other. And they all 117 points in their constitution are in ours, adopted by us, Ben Franklin. So there's some purpose-driven synergy here for us. So we can use this NC lacrosse launch. Whether we use lacrosse or not, we can do it in-house ourselves if we wanted to. But that's why I'm here. And I'm going to close with the 2025 goals. A new city, year-run round, co-ed, no check, sixes style lacrosse, which is the new form of lacrosse in the Olympics 2028. It's 5-on-5 with a goalie. Like basketball, line the CES fields for sixes tournaments, and then you pitch that we host the 2028 Olympics for lacrosse sixes. It makes sense. The path is here. Generate enough revenue to not only pay for the HNLs, Haudenosaunee National Lacrosse 5 world teams, to come here to co-host weekend tournaments with us, but to also bring all their multi-sport, dance, music, film, youth with them. to interface with ours. There'll be enough money, I believe it. 7 weekend tournaments in the summer. 6 for one for each nation, just with the rec people and the lower ranked teams in the world, 15 below. We already sent out invites. Would you be interested in coming to El Segundo for a 10-team tournament next summer? Without mentioning that Haudenosaunee might be possibly coming and helping us. Everybody, oh yeah. We can do this with or without the Iroquois, I believe, or on their behalf. So, and then the other thing is to host this Dove Simmons goal to try to help the Iroquois, the Haudenosaunee, start their own media company, and that we do this and utilize some of this synergy ourselves. And I brought my scales just to make sure you all know this is not to leave any rec, library, park program behind. This is to include music and dance and everything. And use lacrosse for our residents. Thank you all. Thanks for serving.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Woody. Anyone else?
Yes, it's just me. I am one of Woody's friends. I'll try to speak up. I'm not from El Segundo, but I've been working with Woody for many, many, many years. And it's all about lacrosse. And I wrote, it's all about lacrosse. And I'm going to tell you that I prepared a letter for Woody and for Rachel Cummings, but I'm told it was really Ali Mancini that should go to. And it's a proposal to the city and the department for some slight improvements to Campus El Segundo. They're so modest, but on the other hand, there's a possible kicker at the end that could be a little bit expensive, but I believe it could be underwritten. Anyway, it's a proposal. I'm an architect, and I'm just going to read the letter in lieu of not sending the email yet with all the photo work. Anyway, dear Coach, Ms. Cummings, in furtherance of an interest to grow lacrosse in El Segundo and to make El Segundo the center for lacrosse in preparation for the 2028 Olympic Lacrosse Sixes competition, I have prepared some diagrams to show the possibility of augmenting the Campus El Segundo playing fields. See attached diagrams A and B. I believe the expense of adding some lines to the fields would be minimal. If such field improvements are made, the basis for launching a winter-spring 2025 Sixes adult league at CES would be firmly established. In the event that lines cannot be added to the CES fields, the painting of 4 small dots, not that big, about a foot across, at the 4 corners of the regulation 36 by 70 meter fields that are needed for sixes would do the trick of defining a field or 2, and 2 is best. That is both east and west fields. Similarly, 2 circles for goals would complete the sixes field. See attached diagram C. A second point to make is that a proposal to the USOPC, the Peace for Paralympics, and LA28 for El Segundo to be a designated venue with sixes fields of Olympic valor in 2028 is waiting and begging to be made. They have not been designated yet, if you see their website. That is, the municipality and facility is not designated. At the least, the CES facility could be a designated practice facility for the numerous teams that will come to town in 2028 and before and hopefully thereafter. If the CES facility were to be a place for competitive matches, temporary seating would have to be added, and plus some protective netting. So too would zones for teams and officials on the sidelines. Other site necessities and amenities are not indicated on the diagrams. I believe the entire surface may need to be replaced for an Olympic Games sixes competition to take place at CES. Cost of improvements would not be insignificant, but possibly underwritten by LA 28, USOPC, and IOC. See attached diagram D for a possible layout. I also recommend that one of the fields at CES be named the Steve Wood Field. Thanks for your consideration. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I'll email it to Ally Mancini.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else, public communication? Seeing none, I'll close public communications. We will close it. And move to the consent calendar, Recreation Parks Commission meeting minutes. Approve regular commission meeting minutes for May 15th, 2024, and July 17th, 2024.
Move approval.
How about a second from some?
Second.
I'm not sure if I can second on the
Yeah.
15th, so.
Well, you can.
Yeah, and I wasn't there on the May one, so are we doing them
Yeah.
together? I guess it- okay.
Oh,
All
okay.
right, great.
Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, that's 4-0. On both. There's no unfinished business. New business, employee spotlight, Ryan Booker, Ryan Campbell, Chloe Meza, Kaylee Scriver.
Yes, Honorable Chair and members of the commission, this is the best part of the meeting, in my opinion, every month, when we get to highlight some important employees who have gone above and beyond in providing service to the residents. So I'm going to introduce or let Linnea Palmer, our recreation manager, share a little bit more about each of this month's nominees.
Okay, so it is with great pleasure that we announce our summer camp specialists and superstars as our employees of the month. Ryan Booker, Kaylee Scriver, Chloe Meza, and Ryan Campbell have all demonstrated exceptional dedication, hard work, and enthusiasm, making a significant impact on our community. Under Devon and their lead, camp numbers reached record participation numbers. You'll find out next month, but little sneak peek you'll hear today. So we'll start with Ryan Booker. So Ryan made the large transition this summer from camp specialist to teen center. He came into a bare-bones staff, and through his leadership abilities, he had the ability to create a positive and inclusive environment, greatly enhancing operations and programming. While running the teen center, Ryan put on 5 weeks of teen camp with 49 participants. Ryan's biggest accomplishment this summer included putting on the 35th annual Gabbett tournament. This year, we had over 60 participants spread over 12 teams. The 4-day tournament had an estimated 300 attendees. To say it's lightly, the teen center was booming that week. I went every day, and it was a sight to be seen. I was very proud of him. Then we have Chloe Meza. I don't know. Do you want to come up with Ryan? Yes. Okay. I don't know. Do we want to do it separately or all together? Have them just stand? Okay. Do it all together. Okay.
Reading and then they
So Chloe Meza, one of our other veteran specialists, continued this summer leading our ever-growing Tiny Tot program. By leading the 3 to 5 age group, Chloe is the foundation of our summer camp programming. As one of the parents noted, Chloe makes their daughter feel very comfortable, which was a big deal for them since it's the first time they try to camp. Chloe stretched the Tiny Tot program from 187 participants to 249 this summer. Chloe has a remarkable ability to connect with campers of all ages. Her genuine care and interest in each camper's well-being have made a lasting positive impression, fostering an environment where every child feels valued and supported. Due to the foundation Chloe's set, summer camp success is going to have many years of ongoing success. Then Ryan Campbell. So he was a first-year specialist that came in with youth volunteer and recreation leader experience. He was given the task of reintroducing and executing several staff-led sports camps back to our summer offerings, which hasn't been here since summer of 2019. His creativity, enthusiasm, and forward-thinking approach kept the camps fresh, engaging, and fun. In their first summer back, sports camp saw 144 campers over 6 weeks. Ryan's innovative activities were well received by all ages and abilities at camps. Ryan's leadership was exceptional. As the parents stated, Ryan was super responsive and helpful, and all the coaches were great with the kids. Now that Ryan has set the new standard, I can't wait to see how sports camps continue to grow after this exceptional summer. Then we have Kaylee Scriver. Another past youth volunteer turned recreation leader, she took on a huge undertaking this summer. As a first-year specialist, she successfully transitioned Camp Cowabunga to a junior and regular Cowabunga. She was challenged with 741 campers throughout this summer. Kaylee led the camps through field trips, pool days, and endless activities in and around the park. Beyond her individual responsibilities, Kaylee has shown exceptional teamwork and collaboration. Her willingness to assist colleagues, share insights, and to contribute to a cooperative work atmosphere has enhanced the overall efficiency and harmony within all the camps throughout the park. Kaylee held down the monster that is Camp Cowabunga, and I can't wait to see what she continues to do for the department. All these specialists are a prime example of El Segundo Recreation. Their dedication, teamwork, creativity, and positive attitude have made a significant difference in our camp community. I am positive they created memories for these children that they will remember forever. We are proud to recognize their outstanding contributions and are grateful for their hard work and commitment. Please join us in congratulating Ryan, Chloe, and Kaylee for their well-deserved recognition as Employees of the Month.
I'm going to say something. Yes, so if I could just add on Linnea's wonderful comments. I've been working in recreation since I was 19. I've run, feels like a million summers worth of summer camps. I've seen it 3 times now in El Segundo. And this is by far one of the strongest leadership teams I've ever worked with. And these are young folks that are just getting started in their career. And their dedication, their passion, every time I interacted with any of them, they were positive. They showed up every day, and they provided great support to their staff teams. And I just truly could not be more proud of all of you. I really, really am proud of you and what you've done this summer, so thank you. You guys want to come up for a picture?
Yeah, totally.
All right, thank you all so much.
Thank you. Thank
You did
you.
a great job this summer.
Thank you.
Before they go, I wanted to let Devin say a few words because they are her staff and she gets to work with them every day.
I have the pleasure of working with these 4 and many others throughout summer, and I really threw them a big challenge this year, and none of them were even batted an eye at me, and they went above and beyond any of the expectations I ever set for them. And I'm just so proud and so happy that they're a part of our team and my team, and that we can work together to continue to grow all of our summer programs in winter and spring.
Thank you.
And just so the commission knows, on Friday, this Friday, from 12 to 1:30, we're having just a casual lunch for all of the summer employees, just to thank them for their hard work. We're going to be at the clubhouse? We're going to be at the clubhouse. You guys are welcome to stop by if you're available. I know it's a work day for most people, but just want to let you know we're doing that because we're really trying to make sure we take the time to recognize these folks that they're really the bread and butter of what we do. We get a lot of kudos here at these meetings, and we're not the ones that are out there doing the hard work. So
That's this
thanks
Friday?
again. This Friday from 12 to 1:30 at the clubhouse.
Even when Cowabunga's going on, or are you guys bringing the kids?
Oh, no, even when they're going to switch in and out. We're going to be
All right.
creative. But I got to get them all before they leave for school,
Yeah.
so. Right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you and congratulations. Okay. That's a receive and file.
Yes.
So we'll continue on. reports now. Aquatic Subcommittee, is there a report?
Wow, that happened fast. Okay. And Mark, I thought what I would do is give the plunge update and the heater update, and then you might want to give the reporting piece, because that was sort of your thing. So, all right.
Certainly. Thank you.
We can share the report. All right, so we did meet. We met on Monday. Plunge update. First of all, the kickoff was on Tuesday. What day was
Tuesday.
it? It was
Yes,
Tuesday. I'm
I know,
like,
it's hard to
just
remember.
Hard week. And so we did the groundbreaking, which is fantastic, and things are on track. So that's very exciting. And multi-millions of dollars have been raised so far, which is really, really cool. And there's a whole list of folks who've stepped up, which is great. And so that's exciting news. We're on great track, and there's going to be lots of other mini meetings like this where we're going to have different ways to engage different potential donor communities. So more to come on that. The heaters, the plunge will be closed next summer between July and August for 8 weeks to put in the new heaters. And that was the week that was chosen, which had the least impact to programming. Sorry, the
Aquatic Center.
Aquatic Center, ESAC, you're right. Yes, thank you for that correction. The ESAC will be closed during that time. And that should, we hope, there's been enough maintenance done that should hopefully get us through the winter and get us to that point. And that decision was made based on the amount of programming and the least impact to user groups possible. So there will be extra swimming lessons added earlier in the summer to make up for it, to try to make sure that we maximize all the hours of the pool so that we can, so that we'll minimize this impact. But overall, you know, it's the best, it was sort of the best of the worst of. But Mark, did you want to talk about the reporting piece? Oh, July and August. 8 weeks. And that was building in some extra time,
Right.
so is my understanding. So hopefully that is the worst case scenario.
All right, thank you.
Hopefully that's the worst case scenario.
Yes.
So just a couple other items. Around the reporting side, one of the things that was discussed is getting some data on lane hour consumption. So we have that for a number of the groups, but to get it across the board so we can really do an apples to apples comparison across all of the ESAC user groups and the utilization of the pool overall. And then one other item which came up that was discussed was the chlorine level, and there's going to be some investigation into specifically why we have the chlorine level set at 3 parts per million, within the context of checking to see if it would be viable to look at 2 parts per million or not, right? So we can have a little bit more information to provide to the community as to why we selected that, and if we don't have a good reason, then maybe we can try out some alternatives.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Can I just give a brief comment
Please.
on the pool closure? So I know this is, you know, this is a big deal. And so we are doing, starting in September, the city's going to start pushing this out so that the residents are, you know, notified well in advance, because we do know that it will impact folks. And then, as Commissioner Cavagnolo mentioned, we are going to provide an update on the chlorine levels at the next aquatic subcommittee meeting, and look at some data for the lane hours, adding that into the monthly report. That's all I have.
Thanks, Ellie.
Okay, thank you. And Transportation Subcommittee.
We did not meet, and I'm wondering where we're at with this, because I know the last was that it would be we'd proposed an agendized meeting with different folks, and we were told there was already a transportation committee. We reaffirmed that that was not the same thing as this, and that we were free to set up one, but I didn't know where we got to. Are we?
Do you know? I have not had an update from Ryan, so I will need to check in with him.
Okay, I think you were going to talk to city manager, though.
On the committee? Yes,
Yeah.
so we're okay to do the committee.
Oh, we are?
Yes,
Okay, great.
yes.
So I'm not sure Ryan is aware of that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, cool. Thank you.
All right, Youth Sports Council
Did not meet.
and is there one, there's one coming up,
Yes, we're trying to schedule one now.
okay?
And then I'm going to propose that we meet quarterly, Right now, I think it's twice a year.
Twice.
So, yeah, I'm proposing that we meet quarterly because we seem to have more issues coming up around field space and field allocation. So,
Okay,
want to make sure we get more opportunities for everybody to weigh in.
all right, thank you. Park Renovation Committee. You want to take that one? We're meeting tomorrow.
Yes, we're meeting, I don't have any other
There
update other
isn't
than we're
anything
meeting
right
tomorrow.
now. We're going to meet tomorrow.
Correct.
And then what the Park Renovation Committee sees, we should see it on the 4th.
That is correct. At your special meeting on the 4th of September, which hopefully you all received an email about.
Wednesday, the 4th at 6 PM, right in,
Yes.
right here.
Yeah,
Okay.
so then we're going to see, the subcommittee will see it tomorrow. So yes. Come back to you guys. So we'll make sure, so Commissioner Watson, if you can't be there, Vice Chair?
I changed
Great, okay, good.
so that I could.
Good, thank you. And we know the timing has been very tricky with all of this summer. Appreciate you guys working with us.
September 4th.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We're going to go to the director's report. Ally?
Yes, Honorable Chair and members of the commission, you can see did a little bit of a reformat to the report this month. I'm really trying to have this be much more comprehensive and provide information that I think is important for the commission. But also I'm going to start sending this to the city council every month so they see what we're doing and get an idea of things that are going on. But if there's anything that you'd like added on a monthly basis, any other statistic or piece of information that you'd like added, please let me know. I want this to be useful to all of you because I know you guys get a lot of questions from the residents about things. But as you can see in the report, it's been very, very busy. As always, we did include arts and culture too, just so you guys could get a sense of what's going on with that. But again, I'm open to suggestions if there's other things you guys would like to see in the report.
Okay, any questions for Ally on her report?
Yeah, this is for the full report with all the numbers and everything that we're
Yes.
just gonna, yeah, okay, sorry. So I did have a question just
Yes.
around, dollars and the Campus El Segundo activities, or actually a number of the different park activities where we have youth sports council teams that are participating in those.
Okay.
Just trying to get a handle on dollars in, across these facilities when we have hours being consumed.
Right.
Tying that to some financial offset, right, whatever it is. Because right now, we just see hours and no dollars. For instance, I think for Campus El Segundo, we had about 300 and some odd hours on AYSO for the full field at campus, but there are no dollars attached to it. So I'm just trying to, I don't know if we have a way of seeing that.
We have a revenue, can we run a revenue report by facility?
Yes.
And then would it break it down, or would staff have to go in and break it down by user group?
We can break it by facility, but you're talking specifically, like, because we do any outliers from Youth Sports Council, the revenue's put in here. But you want Youth Sports Council numbers?
I'm just trying to get a picture of our economic, environment, right, across those fields, especially like campus and ESAC, where you got a very high maintenance cost and a lot of demand, so that we can figure out just what the economic factors are in decision making. That's
Yeah.
what
no,
I'm
I understand.
thinking about.
Yeah, I understand. So it would be something that, one of the things that we're doing now with council too is if we're gonna put something on the agenda or expend staff time, I'd want the support of the commission. So
Yeah.
I'd like 2 other members to agree that you'd like us to bring that report back.
I don't understand, because
Yeah.
all the youth sports council teams pay per player, so there's no income for any of those hours at AYSO for Campus El Segundo. It's zero, because it's just AYSO times the number of players.
Per players.
Per player fee, and that's a one-time fee, and they're done,
Correct,
Regardless of the amount of use.
regardless of the amount of hours.
right.
So I'm
I guess, so there is a dollar amount that goes
There's
into
a
the facility.
a set dollar amount from AYSO, a set
Yeah.
dollar amount from Little League, a set
Yep.
dollar amount from each, and then
Exactly.
that's done.
But that pays for, that dollar amount covers what from the city?
That covers 1/10 or 1/50th or 1/100th of the actual cost of running
Right.
the facility. It's just
Yeah,
a
yeah.
small.
Oh, I get it.
Like,
Yeah.
a little offset, just to help out a little bit is kind of what's happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Understood. I guess if it's zero, and it sounds like for all intents and purposes, we view it as zero. I thought if we had some financial offset, whatever it is, that cost per player, I wanted to make sure I understood what that is. You know, there's other context here as I think about youth sports council and frankly aquatics, right? And the lack of participation there. But I'm trying to get understanding of that to understand how much is going in from those groups so I have an analog, right, to look at.
So I think everything you're after is in here because that's everyone except for Youth Sports Council. And so really what you're saying is,
Zero.
do you have the amount that each of the sports teams pay?
Contributes, yeah.
And approximately the number of hours to see if there's any equity or any sort of, is that
Yeah,
kind of what
or
you're
what they're
looking for?
paying 5 cents per, you know,
So
per
that,
hour.
that's
kind of
really
like-
just a one-time request. It's
Yeah.
not something in the staff report, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Isn't it in the, it's not in the field allocation
No,
policy doc?
no.
The, probably, it has the rate, but I think he's
Yeah.
asking how many, how many kids are paying that rate, right? How many dollars is
How many dollars are coming
AYSO?
in?
How big is the program?
Correct,
Yeah.
correct,
We can add that.
yeah.
I can do the
That would
math.
be helpful to you just because.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can multiply it out, but it is important to see how many kids are serviced too.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
that's,
718, I guess that was the number we got last night
Right.
from AYSO. Multiply that by per player fee, and that's your fee, that's what the fee.
That was 9 something. It was 718 residents, but
Residents,
900 and something.
But residents,
total,
and
yeah.
the non-residents is more, is
Yeah.
a higher figure.
Hey, good job last night, by the way.
yes.
Could save it for
You
my
did a
comments.
great job. But yes, we could, so you're saying that to be an easy ad?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll add some info on the Youth Sports Council and what they paid or their numbers.
Yeah.
That's stuff,
can do
that's
that.
information that you have that you don't have to look too far.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
want, I'm
No,
not looking for
I don't
work.
want them
just-
to go into.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
they-
Sounds like
they
she
have
can
enough
do it
to
easily, so.
Especially if it's de minimis and doesn't really
Yeah.
affect things.
It's not
Yeah.
gonna, I think you got your answer, though, I
Yeah,
think.
in general.
Okay.
It will be, instead of monthly, you'll probably have it quarterly, like every,
Is-
because they
is-
only pay by season.
Well, you
Yeah,
they
can
pay
just,
by season.
I think you can just give the most recent for each of those teams.
Right.
Just go backwards and say, over the past year, Little League paid this, softball paid
That's-
this.
Yeah,
I
we can do
think
that.
that would be an easy figure to come
Yeah.
up with.
Yeah.
And they do pay quarterly, or they pay, it's
They-
$5 annual, correct?
It's by,
No,
it's
it's
just
at
the
se-
one,
per
it's the main
season,
season, yeah,
the
per
primary
season.
season.
So AYSO pays in the spring and the fall, right?
Yes.
They- So they pay for their spring, but it's a lot
So
smaller.
who pays for the summer?
They don't,
They don't have,
Yeah.
AYSO doesn't have any summer.
They had 300 hours in July.
they have at least one camp, I think.
They're
they
entitled
ran.
to one camp.
Yeah, I think in the Youth Sports Council, they can have one camp during the summer, 1 or 2, I think weeks of camp.
They probably didn't, can you go back and
That's
look and see if
10
that
hours.
300 is
That's 10
accurate?
hours
It
a
might
day.
not even be accurate. It might be,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
that sounds really high for
That's
them.
what, that's
That
kind of
month
my
as well.
thought process around this, right? When there's so much demand for this facility,
Oh, I see, like
understanding
right here, look.
How did they
how
get
much
300
access
hours
is being
that month?
300
granted,
and
what they're paying for it. I understand it's a prioritized sport, but just trying to get some
But it's not in the summer.
understanding.
All
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, so
All
I
good
hear you.
questions.
I hear you.
Yeah, see this here, right here? We'll look into that.
Thank you.
Okay,
And these are all good, I mean, I think you're kind of, you think along the lines that I think along is what does this cost, what are we getting? So it's something we're definitely moving towards, wanting to get more of those numbers. How many kids is this organization serving versus this? And I think those are all important numbers for us to have, so we'll start with this, and then, we're gonna work on,
Great.
yeah,
Thank
some
you.
more of that. Because I think that's important information that the council needs when they're making decisions,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, good context.
AYSO pays less for their league, their per player fee, than the amount that they got waived for their parade. Just to put in perspective,
Yes.
it's less than that one,
Yeah, yeah.
one parade.
Right.
So it's
Okay.
drop in the bucket.
Yeah. Thank you.
okay.
Yes.
All right.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Anything else? Okay, I think we're moving on to commissioner comments unless you
yes.
tell me otherwise.
No,
O-
you're
okay.
good, unless nobody, anybody has
Commissioner comments, Commissioner Lubes.
Thank you for bringing 4 employees of the month. It's so hard to one at a time. There are too many part-timers,
Yes.
so that's such a great idea. And I want to reiterate, you guys are all amazing, but just like in education, like it's the ones who are working
Yes.
with the residents who are the most important. And
Yes.
so you can't run anything without people like this. And so congratulations to the 4 of them, and thank you for bringing all of them to us.
Yes.
Appreciate it. And congratulations to them.
Okay, Commissioner Cavagnolo.
Oh, Cavagnolo, thank you.
Cavagnolo.
Yeah, I just
I got
wanted to
it. I'll get
reiterate the comment on the employee spotlight. I thought that was wonderful. I've got 2 young kids, both at Calabunga today, and I know some of those employees, and I know how much the kids look up to them, my kids in particular, and they're fantastic role models, and so it's really nice to see them getting the attention that they deserve, so thanks.
Okay, thank you. Julie's not here tonight, Vice Chairperson Kelly Watson.
Yeah, so first, I wanted to commend Ally and the team for a phenomenal groundbreaking. I mean, the quality of our events is going up, and also the work that you've put in and the class that you bring to the entire campaign and how we're handling the plunge is just, I mean, this is great. It really is next level, and I mean, it's been the case with all the events that you've been running over the last year or so. I'm just thinking again at the holiday with the train and everything, it's just first class, and as I was at the groundbreaking, it really occurred to me, you know, nice.
Thank you.
Looks really great. So I wanted to say that. Second thing I wanted to talk about was fields in general, and just a lot of stuff going on in the last week, and I'm not gonna, you know, get into all of it, but there's definitely increasing pressure on the field space we have, and now there's new groups entering, and we're, you know, wrestling with how to prioritize some of these newer groups and what impact that has on the existing groups. And it's something that I've been saying for a really long time, is that we don't have enough space for the programming that is under demand in our community. And so just, you know, I want to appeal to, you know, 2 things. One, to make sure that the decision-making that happens is so inclusive that we're working together to solve and not fight amongst ourselves. And understanding all the considerations so that, you know, flexible and creative things can happen. And then number 2, that there is flexibility and creativity, in that maybe there are spaces that exist now that haven't been previously programmed that we might want to be flexible and think about programming. And I know that Washington Park, for example, back in the day, I was told could never be programmed, and now it's being programmed, which is great. Raytheon's been a great ad. You know, certainly I'm hearing rumors that there may be, you know, some other new spaces coming. And all I can do is say that there's never going to be a time when we're going to need less field space.
Right.
So the more we can get, the better, because this is not going away. And again, the creativity, you know, I mean, I heard lacrosse here now for the last like 7 or 8 meetings, brewing up something that sounds like lacrosse is growing. I know soccer's growing. Right. You know, we've got this competition for space at the pools, and I'm just, it's not going to go away. So we all need to be thinking with a yes and mindset, I think, and how we work together to try to figure out ways to do that. And you know, I'm hearing that the Sports Council may not be the right venue for that, or maybe it is. I don't know, but I think we all got to come with our creative hats somehow and put together and roll up our sleeves and figure it out, because I know at least one user group. I actually know 2. I've had calls from 2 different user groups today that feel marginalized and feel like they're, you know, getting kicked out, and that nobody cares about them, and that you know, and I hate that I hear this, because I don't think it's true, but I hear over and over again how only baseball gets everything in this town, and it's not true, and I'd love to figure out how we can correct that narrative, because, you know, certainly the council meeting last night, not allowing an AYSO parade to have the same equity as another, and I'm not saying it should, I was not part of the conversation or part of it, but it's just, it's feeding a narrative that is unfortunate, and I feel like we've got to, as much as possible, put in place things so that that narrative doesn't continue. So that's my...
Appreciate that.
Okay, thank you. I was at the plunge groundbreaking yesterday. It was very nice, and thank you, staff. Last night I was honored and privileged to present the Commission and Recreation Parks Department accomplishments to council last night, and it went okay. And
You did great.
it went okay. And then if my colleagues would like, I would like to have staff look into possibly changing our meeting night from the third Wednesday to the second Wednesday. And the purpose of that is, I believe that it would help staff out and getting information from council to us and from us to council without creating more special meetings. Council has their meeting on the 1st and the 3rd, and we don't have our meeting until after the council's second meeting. So if there's a time that we could have it be in between, and staff's gonna have to work a little bit hard if something comes down that council wants an answer. If it came down in week 1 and they wanted an answer by week 3, it could possibly get done if we have a meeting, if our meeting's that second week. That's just a thought. I'm not sure that it could even happen. But right now, if council comes down with something that they want, it's almost 2 full months before it can come back comes back to us. And I'm not sure it could even work. That's why if my colleagues agree to get it put on the agenda for next month, let staff take a look at it. Anyone?
Can we
agree
have
to
it on the
discuss.
agenda on the 4th, or is that special meeting not allowed to have a normal thing like this?
No, you could, yeah, you could do it on the 4th, if you want to, yeah. I know that it's tricky, so we've talked about it, and I don't have any opposition to it at all. The council timing is rough, because now the council meeting reports, so we had a council meeting last night, my reports were due today for the next council meeting. So in that situation where, let's say they had a meeting at the, on the first week, I don't know if the timing, I'd be able to get something to you. I wouldn't be able to get it back to them by the next meeting. It would still have to wait.
But it would still get there by the
First meeting
their
of the
first
next
meeting
month.
versus their second meeting in the month.
Exactly.
So it's saving a few weeks.
Yeah, so, and I don't think any staff are opposed to it. So we could bring back a report so you guys can vote on it, because you can't vote on it right now. It's not an agenda item.
No, are you okay if staff
Put that on
can
the
put it on
agenda.
the agenda? That's,
And also,
Yes.
we would want staff to give their objections too.
That's
Like,
exactly what I'm
If
looking
there
for.
is something that we're missing, then maybe, tell us.
Yeah.
I support the idea in so much as now they're gonna go back and think about it more and make sure.
Yep.
Yeah, if they come back and recommend it, then I'm for it. If they come back and recommend against, then I'm against.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so would I be. I just want to know.
So
But yes, I support putting it on the agenda.
Chelsea
and
just
having
brought
them
up a
think
good
about it.
point. The second meeting, the second Wednesday of the month is DEI, and I chair the DEI currently. I'm looking to pass that off in January. But that would be tricky, because I have that meeting on the second.
Is it on the Wednesday?
Yeah, it's
And
on the Wednesday at 6. Yes.
Of an optional date.
Yeah, or a DEI may want to move. I could talk to Christabel about that, yeah. Let us look into it and we'll bring it back. I'll try to bring it back by the 4th. I may not be able to, just if
Yeah.
I need to talk to multiple people.
Do I have,
You have my support.
Thank you.
got it?
All right, great.
Okay. All right, moving along. That's it for me.
Okay.
Staff comments, Linnea.
If Kelly mentioned in her comments that there were a couple user groups that weren't communication or space-wise, if there is ever any concerns or questions, or they're not hearing back, please reach out. Don't hesitate. I can get on my staff, or I will talk to them, so.
To be clear, Rachel's been amazing. That's not the problem. I should have been clear about that.
That's
People not being happy and escalating is different than.
Okay, perfect. And then it should have come, probably, you've seen it, social media, emails, our fall brochure has been released. I don't have the hard copies for you here today, but I'll have them hopefully by the next meeting. But look out for that. Lots to come.
Exciting. The brochure looks amazing. You guys are going to be
Okay.
happy.
Thank you. Christopher Henson, Park Superintendent.
Couple of updates. First of all, West Coast Arborist is back in town, and I think some of you have seen them in Recreation Park. So we're doing the entire park at this time. The other comment I have is I received a request through our reported application for more seating at Wiseburn Aquatics. They said people are standing and are sitting on the ground, and not quite sure who that needs to go to. It goes to the aquatics subcommittee, but it was just a comment that I wanted to pass on.
Is it around the family-sized pool?
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
I'm
The
gonna
seating is
guess
around the instructional pool,
That's
like
plenty of
more
seating.
in the bleachers.
There's plenty of seating,
Yeah,
it's
there's
just
plenty
the
of seating,
seating
it's in the
isn't
wrong
where
place.
where people
Yeah.
want it.
These
Yeah.
specific people.
Yeah, it's good for competition, but not good for
Mom.
parents that are there, especially when you have the sun included as well, so.
Well,
But there's not a lot you can do about the sun.
but we also, I think, need to, well, we can talk about this, but wouldn't it depend on the programming post-plunge? Because there's definitely, we added a
Yeah.
lot of seating to that pool at the plunge, in the plunge reno, for this exact reason. But if that's not going to be programmed for that post-plunge, then would we change it now? That's all.
I understand the people sitting and not wanting to sit. I don't know that there's space either for sitting as it stands right now, too. I don't,
Sure.
for additional seating, I don't.
We'll add this to the aquatic subcommittee agenda.
Yeah.
There you go. That sounds good. Aquatic Subcommittee can. It sounded like you're already
There's
saying the
just so
same
many
thing. Both of you are
considerations.
saying
There's
the
just
same
so many
thing.
considerations or something like that. It's like it's like if you give a pig a pancake, like once you put seating there, it's like now we need it over here, now we want it over
Yeah,
here. And it's like-
exactly.
And standing is sometimes okay too. Just-
Yes,
But we will add it to the aquatic subcommittee meeting agenda.
I
We're
appreciate
keeping them
that.
healthy, keeping everybody healthy.
There you go. Thank you. Christopher,
So-
anything else?
I'll take any questions.
Any questions for Christopher?
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, Ally, right back to you.
Yes. So I wanted to make a comment, kind of following up on Vice Chair Watson's comments about the fields. We are having a tremendous challenge with meeting the needs and the requests from the current users and new, folks in town who want to use the facilities as well. It has been a very tricky situation. I did have a very good conversation with AYSO today about the parade and also about field space. And I think I was able to give some more context to where we're at. I am bringing the field allocation policy to the council, the first meeting in September 3rd. And so I will encourage and remind all the Youth Sports Council groups that they are welcome to attend and provide comment, and should provide comment at that time on that item. It did, as you all recall, you initially have approved a clause within the document that states that the director can make changes or, shell game people around, et cetera. The intention is not for me to just do that at my whim, but it's just with that understanding that I, sometimes have a different perspective, or there's other things going on in the background that I'm maneuvering, and relationships that I'm trying to build that I believe are beneficial to the community in the long run. So be patient as we work out those kinks. I want to echo what Linnea said. If anybody ever has any concerns or comes to you, please give them my cell number. I'm happy to talk to people. Sometimes we miss, if an email comes to multiple staff, sometimes I assume that someone else is handling it, so I don't need to reach back out to the person because the staff person's going to. So we're going to work on that on our end, just making sure everybody's getting a response. But I do appreciate that it's been a little bit challenging, but I think we're going to move forward in a positive way. And And then the other thing I just wanted to remind everybody about, or thank those of you who were able to attend the groundbreaking. That was great. It was a good event. I really had nothing to do with it. I showed up and got to talk, but Diane Chabon, Joe Lormans, Bailey Myers, Marizan Ramos, and Cheryl Ebert put that event together. So I don't want to take credit for something that I really just, like I said, I got to show up and do the fun part. And then this weekend is Art Walk, and very excited about that. We're introducing some new concepts to that event. So Friday night we're having a reception, a VIP reception to invite the businesses in the community who have paid into the fund and or put art on site, because we know that that's a bit of a challenge for a lot of folks that are coming in and want to do development here, and then they're told, hey, and you got to pay 1% into this fee, so we're doing that. But then on Saturday, RPL will host a kids activation where we'll have several art classes that we're hosting for a limited number of kids to really sit down and get into a more complex art project. So I'm excited about that. And then finally, we're doing a public art tour during the Art Walk, where we are actually renting an open air trolley, like Starline tours that you would see up in Hollywood. And we're doing a narrated tour of public art in the community, so people can go out and see and learn about the art. So it's free. And we sent out an Eventbrite, and I think the spaces were full within like a couple hours. So it shows that people really are interested in that. So that's a new thing that we're doing this year. So I'm very excited about Art Walk. Hope you guys can come out. It's from 3 to 9 on Saturday. And I think that's all of my comments. Thank you for your support, as always. I feel like I've got a really, really good commission, and staff really feels supported by all of you. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you, and with that, we'll adjourn to the special meeting on September 4th at 6 p.m.
Yes, thank you.
Dave.
Bye, Dave.
Bye, Dave.
I don't know why he's serious. I'm so excited. And then